Good afternoon, folks. Been wanting to do this for a little while. Had literally been waiting on my next delivery of my Solidcrete to give this a go. I'm going to try colouring it with chalk. This box of 16 pieces cost me less than $2. It's non-toxic. There's 16 pieces, but it does say to avoid inhalation of dust. So let's give this a go. I'm going to use it to colour the resin. The colours I've chosen are a green, a blue, and I think it's supposed to be orange. I'm going to weigh out our eco resin. Mess going on here today. Okay, zero that out. Zero that out again. Open up our resin. Now I know you've all seen me do this before, but it's kind of how I keep myself on track. So it's 3 parts of this to 1 part water. So let's go for about 30. That'll be enough. I do keep my powdered resin in a sealed container. I do have a fan blowing, and as per usual I just refill the bottle that sits to my desk. Sorry. A little bit more. Probably hear the birds outside screaming. It's just about time for me to go out and feed the wild birds and do the chickens and the ducks and everybody else. It is, what time is it? 3:42 in the afternoon. The date is the 17th of June, and I have not done this before, so we're doing it for the first time together. I have measured out roughly equal amounts of the chalk. I was looking for my mortar and pestle, cannot find it for the life of me. I don't know where I put it, so I just used the back of a spoon, put it in a Ziploc bag and crushed it. So it is not nearly as fine as what I wanted it to be, but yeah, it'll work, I'm sure. I have some crushed made rejects, and I'm going to put a little bit in just to bulk it out a little bit. So this is ones that I made that I didn't like the look of. I always try and put a little bit of recycling in there. So we're just going to try and eyeball roughly about the same in each of these, and pour it into a mold, and then I will be back. I have a little bit there. Let's see, what other colour have I done? Purple. Let's put a bit of purple in this one. Gotta work reasonably quick with this stuff. You'll know how quickly our eco resin will set. The more I try and hurry, the more mess I make too, by the way. Come on. So it's reasonably, where's my camera? Whoop, that way. It is reasonably chunky. Probably should have put my light on, shouldn't I? Okay, let's see if I can turn this on without it being in the middle of the camera. Not overly organised today. I've been doing lots of stuff. Cooking up a treat for the week. And we're just going to mix it in. Now I'm hoping it just gives it a nice pastel tint. And the bigger bits of chalk obviously will look like little flecks of colour, so sort of like glitter through it is my plan anyway. I'm just going to fill that one up. So that's the purple. Okay. This is the blue. Got a bit of glitter still in this mould from the last one I did. Oh, let's just use the same stirrer. This is the red or pink. Not sure which colour it was meant to be. Kind of looks like orange. Let me pour that one in. You can see that my resin's already starting to thicken up, which is okay because we're just about finished. Same stirrer. I can feel a couple of big chunky bits of the recycled resin in there. Some other project that I wasn't happy with. Just smash it up. Hear the neighbour's dog barking. Must have let it out for a wee. It's only a puppy. It doesn't really like being outside on its own. Okay. I'm going to pour the rest of these into one of these giant moulds. And I will be back to unmould in about half an hour, maybe an hour. I'll see you all then. Bye. Alrighty, so what are we thinking? I'm thinking it's probably worked. I don't think it would do any damage to the Solidcrete. I think it will still be quite firm. I think you'd be able to UV coat it or put stickers on it, whatever you like. But is it a viable, cheap way to colour your eco resin? What do we think so far? So I have to go out tomorrow and I will endeavour to find a mortar and pestle, and I will repeat this experiment, crushing up the chalk as fine as I can. But for today, what do we think? I think it's beautiful. I think it's a colour that you're not going to get easily with UV colorant, as in UV resin colorant. Ignore the glitter, that was already in the mould. I don't really have anything white to hold it up against. So that's the green. So the flecks are not as noticeable as I thought they would be of the bigger bits of chalk. It seems to have dissolved into it. It's smooth, it's shiny from the shiny mould. Oh my god, I'm not even on camera, sorry guys. I like it. I think that's cute. Let's have a look at this. I think it was pink. Okay, so that's more what I was expecting. See how there's a couple of dots and then hundreds of little tiny flecks? Ignore this, the glitter. I did wash these moulds out too, rascally bloody glitter. Again, up against the white. I think they come out nice. The top, if I'd leveled it out properly and not been fluffing around doing it properly, I'll try and do that tomorrow with tomorrow's repeat of the experiment. That would make a perfect different background colour. I quite like that. I'll have to have a go at making some stuff with these after I've repeated the experiment with very fine chalk and see Okay, again, so that's what I'm talking about. See how we've got coloured splots? But I kind of like that. It reminds me of handmade paper. You know how handmade paper, you can always see the fibres in it? I like that big bit there. I quite like it. I don't know. Am I even on camera? I quite like it. Again, got glitter everywhere. I even tried the old tape trick on this mold, but the glitter just doesn't want to go. It's that bloody fine stuff. And this one must have been the purple. Purple, yeah, must have been the purple one. Oops, again. I keep moving my stand, and every time I'm not using it, I have to take the camera off because it's actually my phone. So this one's a lot more subtle. I don't think I measured this one out so it's the equal amount to the others. But it's still lovely. It's nice. You can see the little dots of purple there, maybe, if I get on camera. I think that's a success. I would definitely use chalk as a really cheap and easy way to colour. You can see how wobbly my pouring skills are there. Didn't get them equal. But will I use that again? Yeah, I will. I'm quite impressed. I put a little bit of leftover into my mould for my pot, this pot, and I will show you what it looks like once it's pulled out. Yeah, I'm happily surprised at that. I think they'd make like really cute Christmas gift tags or something to put on presents, put a name on them or something. They got the tint for the Christmas theme, even add some glitter, dare I say. And as you just saw, it sounds just like regular made Solidcrete items. Fantastic. I love it. I will definitely make some more. I know I said I'd do a video of a roundup of everything I've done. I haven't actually done that much on camera. I've only got like 6 videos, I think. So I'll wait till the end of this month when I'm hoping to have done at least another few, so I can do 10 follow-ups of what I've done. Yep. Alright guys, I'm going to go. Like I said, tomorrow I will do my best to find a mortar and pestle. Don't know that I'll film it. I may just film the demolding or what they turned out like, crushing the crap out of the chalk, so it was very fine. I suppose I could have put it through a sieve. Okay guys, I will see you later. The follow-up may be a separate video, or I may add it on to this, just depends on whether I get time to upload. Alright guys, I'll see you all later. Bye. Okie dokie. So it has been about 2 weeks since I made these guys using chalk and eco resin. I purposely sat them on my windowsill to see if I could get them to fade. Now from what I can see, the answer is no. They didn't really fade, and I still love them. The colour is subtle, and I only used a very small amount of the crushed chalk to colour them. So this one, I thought I was recording, but my phone ran flat. So I have actually made one, and I didn't film at all. So I'm going to do another one, and with the mortar and pestle to crush the chalk finely. Now I'm not going to wash this out. I'm going to leave the purple in there for 2 reasons. One, because it has stained it purple anyway, and number 2 is because if I wet it, then I have to leave it overnight to dry out, and I really want to do these videos today while I'm off work and have an hour to myself. I'm hoping that I will get a chance after dinner tonight to upload the videos. So I've got part A, which is these guys, and this is part B. I'm going to try and make it one video. And oh, it's making a lovely colour. It still takes a little bit of whacking, and it sounds horrid. It's like chalkboard nails if you're old like me. Not whiteboard, chalkboard. Much better. Yeah? A lot finer. What I wanted to try is adding as much of this into the eco resin as I can, like really saturate it. Seeing A, if it will still set hard, and B, what colour it will give us. I also want to try putting it in UV resin on its own, like just fill one of these with UV resin and the colorant, and I also want to try as a top coat to like seal. So first things first, let's use our chalk on our powdered resin. To fill one of these, we'll use really saturated, put a heap of chalk in to see what colour we end up with. So this is the one I'm using, Solidcrete, from Solid Solutions. Took about, I think it was like 8 days, including weekend, to get to me. I like buying 2 at once. Okay, let's do that much. I would use my scales, but it's flat and I don't have a battery. So we're eyeballing it. Now I'm going to put all of this colorant, chalk, all of this chalk, most of this chalk in here. It's probably going to be about equal, half, I'll tip it up so you can see in a minute, half Solidcrete and half chalk, and we'll see what we get, because I haven't tried this, I haven't done this before. I've just used the UV resin. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to use that at all. It's wet, windy outside, winter here. Okay, so it's not half and half, but it's probably a good tablespoon to roughly 30-40 grams of Solidcrete. I did that. And again, someone asked me, this isn't bottled pump water, this is rainwater that I've just refilled an old bottle. I'm on tank water here, so I'm not sure where the bottle came from. I've had it for a long time, use it for all sorts of stuff. Oop, no, not that one. Let's use this one. Okay, so we can already see it's a lovely colour. I'm hoping I'm on film there in the shot. Where is it? There it is. I can't see the top of my phone from where I'm sitting. I've got to kind of half sit up. Now, as per usual, and it wouldn't be me if I didn't, I have put too much water in that. So we're just going to stir for a minute. Make sure she's all in there. You see that? Try and get it all off the sides. As I said, scales are cactus at the moment. No battery means no go. And I had said before, I'm pretty sure, one of my earlier videos, that I won't use this unless I'm measuring it. And here I am today. Being a bit silly. Right, she's already thickening up now. Okay, you see that lovely, lovely, lovely colour. Lumpy is lumpy. Now it does still have some dark spots. I obviously didn't crush it really fine, but I kind of like it. It's not quite blue, it's not quite purple. So let's give this a go. Let's fill a couple of these and we'll do some testing. Okay. Workspace messy as per usual. Cleaner than it has been for a little while. But I have been doing stuff on it, so she's back to being a bit messy again. Okay. And I'm going to pour the rest of this one in here on an angle so it all sticks to one side. I didn't put any of my crumbles in today. That's alright. It's a lovely colour. And the moisture is being sucked out of the Solidcrete that I've already poured in here. So if I held it at the right angle, you'll see that the shine is already leaving because the moisture is sucking into the other Solidcrete. I've already set stuff. This is my scrap. Just because I can. Okay, now the other thing I wanted to do is put some in UV resin. So hopefully I've got enough in that bowl to give this a go. Okay, let's get a little pot. Squeeze a bit in there. Again, this is another Solid Solutions product. Oh, that's my son gaming next door. If you can see it there, I've got it on film. Okay, I need another paddle pop stick from the paddle pop drawer. I have to get my kids to eat small paddle pops at this rate. That's where my paddle pops come from. If you're Aussie, you'll know what that is. Or if I've got it on film there. Peter's ice cream company. Right. Now, how much do we reckon I should put on here? Saturate it like I did with the other colour. I have tried this. This is what I've tried before, and I thought I was filming it, and my phone was flat. Let's go for it. Let's put a lot in there. Now, as you can see, I don't measure nothing, but where's my camera? That's a fair bit there. It's probably way too much. If I was using glitter or micro powder or something, I would say that's too much because she's very thick now. But she makes such a lovely colour. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so I want to try two things. I'm going to fill up one of these or part of one of these, but I also want to put some over the top of a piece of white. See what we get. White piece of cured Solidcrete. Now, yay, she's bubbly, 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 bubbly. But for me, I don't care. My bubbles will pop out. I don't tend to use an open flame in this room. I have a lot of stuff that's flammable in here, including me. I don't want to catch on fire. And you can see how messy I am at the best of times. So it's probably not a good idea for me to play around with like open flame sources. Having said that, there is a candle sitting on my desk. So a heat gun is out. I used to use a long necked, oops, I just filled the hole. I used to use a long necked torch, like what you use to light candles with. And it ran out of gas, so I switched to old school matches. But I don't think it warrants it. I think that some of the little tiny micro bubbles will just pop on their own, and the rest will help make it an interesting art piece. Right, so what I want to do is put a bit of clear in here, like that. If I want, I can grab a toothpick and get those big bubbles out, but I reckon I'll pop in a minute. Now my desk is not flat nor level, so we'll see how we go with this. A nice big fat blob right central, like that. Maybe another one at the top. And then let's see if we can make a swirly. Alright, let's give this a go. Good old toothpick. There's a bubble in the blue. Okay, let's just do a few of those. Now, this chalk mix is not sinking. That is floating there. Not sure whether the camera is picking that up or not. Okay, not really swirling, sort of just a mess. I'll try that again. Nothing wrong with a bit of a mess though. And then the rest, before I'm tempted to just keep trying to do a swirl, we're going to pour it in the bottom half of this one. Okay. That's it there, because she's going to have to. There you go. Not really a swirl, but sort of. All sorts of odd stuff stuck in there now. Okay, that can go there. It can be sealed there. And the top half of this one I'll just do clear. We'll let them run together, I guess. I bet there's people right now watching this screaming, "Hey, you got bubbles! Got bubbles!" Yes, yes I do. Come on, little bubble. How'd she go? Doesn't want to come out, does it? There it goes. I don't know whether to leave that one. I might leave that one. Okay. Get our UV light. Okay, people, I'm going to pause the video and then I will be back. Okay, for you, probably felt like a second, but for me, it's been 5 minutes. I'm hoping that that blue light there is not shining in your eyes. I've turned the mould up the other way. Alright, where's my camera? Alright, what do you think? The top is thousands and hundreds and thousands of little bubbles. But you know what? I like it. I have to drill out my hole as soon as I filled it. But I like that. I think that looks very interesting. Splat. It's set. It's cured, I mean. So the one that I tried earlier with the purple is that one. So if you want something a bit different, I mean, I would put a finding in that or that and wear it. But that's me. That one there I made before I used the mortar and pestle. So if you have a look closely, you'll see there's still chunky bits in there. Chunky, chunky, chunky. And that one's the fine one. So not too much difference between the mortar and pestled and the hand crushed. I don't know, I just think it gives you an extra card trick to do something a little bit different. Yeah. I might top coat a couple and see how they come out top coated. Okay, let's have a look at these guys now. Let's do the UV first, soon as though that was the last thing we did. Pop them out. Oh, they gotten hot. One doesn't look like he's set properly. Has it given it an interesting element? Yes. So that's as saturated as I could get it. And again, all the little bubbles at the top, but it just gives it another look. I think it'll be good. If you mess with it, if you wanted to do a water, like ocean, I think you could probably do light blue chalk. Get away with that. Don't forget that's blue and the purple mixed together. The other side is magnificent. I really like the other side. Where's me light? There. I need something white to show it against, don't I? So that's white, white, white. You see that? She's solid. If you hold it up, you can barely see through it. So that is the bottom of the project. That's the top. Again, I'd seal it. Maybe put a little something. Do I like it? Yeah, I do. Less toxic than some resin colorants. I like it. I like it. Alright, let's try this one. Okay, this is one I tried to swirl. Now, obviously, you can see there that it didn't set before I tried to pull it off the first time. But again, you could use that as like your, what is it called? Your space ones, you know, where you put planets and stuff. You could purposely put some dots on it. Swirl the background, put black on the other side. Where's my damn camera? There. I'm hoping that's tuning in without the glare. Would I use it again? Yeah, I probably would. Would I wear that as it is? No. Yeah, maybe I would actually. It's growing on me. So that's the back of the project. That's the front with the bubbles. Again, something different. Let's have a look at these ones. This is our eco resin, and they have set. They're hard, but we'll give it a snap test. I'll stick that one back over there under the light again. The back of that is feral. Well, that feels hard. Whoops, there goes my water bottle. Right. So this was choco block full of chalk. The colour has faded a lot. But having said that, is it still something I'd use again? I think so. It just gives it a different colour. So these are with just a hint of chalk, and that's packing it full of chalk. I like them. Just gives you another feather in your cap, another trick up your sleeve. Can't think of any more of those sayings at the moment, but I do like them. Let's give one a snap test. Yeah, that's what I thought. Quite fragile, but I seal all my stuff in UV resin. That would make it hard. Well, now that I've snapped that, it's got quite a nice little thing. I could put it back in the mold and put something at the top, maybe. Yeah, I quite like that. It is fragile, whereas I can't snap the ones with the slight bit of chalk in them. Something to think about. although I have just made these and they have not dried out yet. Yeah, I think that's a success. I think I would definitely use chalk again. It seems to work fine in UV resin. I haven't done a deep pour or a slow cure. If I remember and have time, I might do that on my next weekend. My next weekend's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 3-day weekend. I do have something planned on the Tuesday already. Calendar's getting busier and busier as the year goes on this year. I will have a go at doing a slow cure with the chalk. But for now, folks, I'm going to buzz off so that I can start uploading this. I will do my best editing the 2 videos together. Fingers crossed for me. Okay, folks. See you all later. Bye.